Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good evening. Such a beautiful, beautiful evening. The Iliad, Homer's Iliad. Let's continue to read. I'm sorry, today I might be a little bit late, later than usual schedule, because I got a shot and I didn't feel comfortable. Now, I think one of the things that really cure disease or get me back to real life, to good spirit, is to do things. If I just stay there, sleep, or other things, I will not be, I will not recover. I will not feel good. I think an occupied mind is very helpful for our physical, mental, spiritual health. Let's come to the story, Single Combat. I will read it slowly because my brain does not function very well at this moment, at any moment. The sight of Hector and Paris revived their troops like a blast of fresh air. The two princes jumped into their chariots. Drive straight at the Greek lines, they ordered their charioteers, chauffeur, right? As the chariots galloped forward, they both launched their weapons, throwing straight and hard. Two Greeks fell dead on the ground in front of them. Wow, they are. They go to the battle. Suddenly, the exhausted Trojans were full of energy. Charging forward, they sent their spears hurling through the air. Now it was the Greeks who were on the defense. They were forced to give ground. Oh, wow, suddenly. So it's kind of the situation changed. Trojans suddenly got a lot of energy. I think the gods has done something, right? Athena was horrified to see them falling. She swept down from Mount Olympus, but before she could do anything to help, her way was barred by Apollo. Apollo, what are you doing, Apollo? Let's see, Apollo is on which side. We have a reference paper to see Athena is on the Greek side, the Trojan side. Apollo is on the Trojan side. Athena is on the Greek side, right? Apollo, yeah. Aphrodite, she is one of the reasons that this war started. We always say that it is the reason of Helen because she's pretty. But on the other hand, it's the jealousy, it's the ambition, it's the bribery of Aphrodite that giving Paris, Helen, that caused the war. I am thinking Athena, Hera, Agamemnon, Achilles, Odysseus, Ajax. Okay, let's continue. Athena was horrified to see her side was falling, and Apollo was stopping Athena. She glared at him. I know you support the Trojans, and I know you want the Greeks to win, said Apollo. You can't wait to see them conquer Troy. and turn it to the ground and burn it to the ground. Yeah, Apollo said, Athena, you want Troy to burn to the ground, but won't you like this terrible killing to stop, just for a while? Athena looked doubtful. Is that possible? If we work together, said Apollo, we can inspire Hector to make a noble gesture. Let's get him to challenge a Greek champion to single battle, to single combat. Oh, yeah. So Achilles, I think it's Achilles and Hector will have a one-on-one single battle. Athena agreed. She and Apollo laid aside their quarrel for the time being and went to find Prince Helenus. Went to find Prince Helenus. Prince Helenus. I didn't see Helenus. Not in this page. Okay, it's okay. Helenus. Find Prince Helenus, one of Hector's brothers. He had the gift of second sight. And could hear messages from the god. Oh, he is 顺风耳. He had the gift of second sight. He can see things that other people do not see, right? And he can hear that other people cannot hear. They whispered to him. And even in the middle of the fighting, they knew what they were saying. Immediately, he struggled through the battle to Hector's chariot. Brother, he said, I have a message from the gods. Tell the soldiers to stop fighting. Then offer to meet one of the Greeks in single combat. The gods have promised that you won't die. Hector was delighted by the idea, stepping into the space between the two armies. He held his spear in front of the Trojans, signaling to them to sit down. Puzzled and cautious, Agamemnon stepped out to join him, waving his spear so that the Greeks sat down too. With a clatter, the two great armies sank to the ground, facing each other across no man's land. No man's land, there must be a strategic term, right? Suddenly, the whole plain was still and silent. Athena and Apollo looked down at the great sea of warriors. Wow, they all sat down. Is any Greek have enough to face me single-handed? If so, I challenge him to step forward and fight me now in front of both our armies. Wow. Transforming themselves into vultures, they flew down into the tall oak tree. Oh, Athena and Apollo transferred themselves into vultures. Oh, Athena, Apollo, Athena, Apollo. I think this is Athena, this is Apollo. Athena, yeah, this is Athena, Apollo. Hector turned and transforming themselves, Athena and Apollo, into vulture. They flew down into a tall oak tree and settled there, waiting to see what would happen. Hector turned toward the Greek army. "I am Hector, Prince of Troy," he shouted. "Is any Greek brave enough to face me single-handed? If so, I challenge him to step forward and fight me now, in front of both our armies. If he kills me, he can take my armor, but he must send my body home to Troy for a proper funeral." Wow. "If I kill him, his armor will go to Troy, to hang in Apollo's temple, but I will return his body to his ships, so that you can build him a funeral pyre and make a burial mound for his bones. Who will accept my challenge?" Wow, that is very reasonable and very gentlemanlike, right? The Greeks knew what a great warrior Hector was. They stared at him nervously, and no one spoke. At last, Menelaus scrambled to his feet. "This is shameful," he yelled at his comrades. "Sit there and rot if you like. I am going to fight Hector." A dozen other Greeks leaped forward to stop him. Everyone knew that Menelaus was no match for Hector. "Don't throw your life away for nothing, brother," said Agamemnon. "Sit down. We will find someone to make Hector regret his challenge." "I'd go if I were young enough," shouted Nestor. "But I am an old man now, and all the rest of you are cowards." His angry accusation had men leaping to their feet. Agamemnon himself was first, followed by the great Diomedes of Argos, then Ajax of Salamis, and Odysseus of Ithaca, all clamoring to be chosen. "We will draw lots," Nestor said wisely. He took off his helmet and held it out, and each of them marked a stone and dropped it in. So took his helmet. So they eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Yeah, an ancient way of eeny, meeny, miny, moe. The soldiers knew who the greatest warrior were. As Nestor shook the helmet. The whole Greek army was praying, let it be Ajax or Diomedes or great Agamemnon himself, Zeus, let it be a worthy champion. Their prayers were answered. The stone that came out of the helmet carried the mark of Ajax of Salamis. He was delighted. I can fight for my country. I can fight for my Greek. That's an honor. He didn't say it. I'm saying it. Yeah, I feel it. I feel he's saying it. Pray for me while I put on my armor. He called to the soldiers. So the troops went on praying, looking up into the sky. Father Zeus, let Ajax win. Or if you love Hector too much to let him be defeated, then may the fight be drawn. But don't let Ajax be beaten. Inspired by their prayers, Ajax took up his shield and marched out to meet Hector. Now you will see what it's like to face a true Greek warrior. Now you are going to see what it is like to face a true Greek warrior. Here I come, he said. Achilles may be out of the battles for now, but there are still plenty of us who can match you. Trojan, defend yourself. Hector raised his head, and his helmet flashed in the sun. You won't scare me with words. I grew up with a spear in my hand. Take guard, invader. With all the power in his body, he threw his long javelin. Ajax caught the weapon on his shield, but the point sliced through its bronze surface, cutting deep into the leather behind it. The impact threw him backward. Recovering his balance, he flung his own spear even harder. Hector swerved. Hector swerved sideways, thrusting out his shield, and Ajax's spear went right through it, ripping the side of Hector's tunic. If Hector hadn't dodged quickly, he would have been dead. The two men fell on each other like wild boars. Ajax's spear grazed Hector's neck, drawing blood. In reply, Hector snatched up a jagged rock and threw it so hard that it made Ajax's shield clang like a bell. Ajax threw even bigger rock. It dented Hector's shield and knocked him off his feet. But he jumped up immediately. Drawing his sword, he ran at Ajax. They fought until the sun went down and the light began to fail. Then heralds came running out from the two armies. Then heralds came, running out from the two armies. You are both great warriors, they shouted. Zeus loves you both too much to see you hacking at each other in the dark. Ajax lowered his sword. Hector challenged me to fight. Is he ready to stop? You are a mighty warrior, Hector answered, but we can hardly see each other. Let us stop for today and exchange gifts to show our respect for each other. He held out his silver-studded sword to Ajax. Oh my! How can people be so polite, so gentleman? This is touching. Fight is fight, but respect is respect. We can fight each other, but we can have the least respect. Respect for you being a brave warrior. Respect for you being great. Ajax accepted the sword and gave Hector his magnificent purple belt. Then, as night fell, the Greeks went back to their ships, and the Trojan retreated inside the city walls. Wow. That is so interesting, this one. Thank you very, very, very much. I love you. I really do. Do.